I'm Sergeant Geraint Richards. I'm based here at Rhos. I haven't met yourself before.
Hi. Hello. That's my husband Dave.
All right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've met me.
I remember
Simon
Inspector Evans. Yeah, a few months on with this Inspector goes to the rural area. Obviously, just wanted to come in to have a chat about. Obviously, there's a couple of complaints that come to me. Some recent instance. I know you've got a lot ongoing at the minute, so I don't want to get involved in all the number that you got, but we'll sort out these two that we've got today. The first thing I'll ask, and I hope you don't think it's strange, but I'm just going to ask that we're not recording the interview.
No.
Or what's going on today?
I'm recording some stuff as in FFP.
Yeah, I don't want you writing news down, but just like to that so it's not being recorded on audio recording equipment.
So you saying to say that you're not recording as well?
Are you going to be sitting in through the...
Yeah.
Okay, then we've got to put some details about you then. Can I just take your full name?
David Richards.
Your date of birth and...
29/7/74.
Husband, spouse, yeah? Just get quick signature.
Great. Obviously, the intention today is you've got these two that have come to me, but we are your local police officers basically, so we deal with most of the things you're reporting to us. I'm aware when I first came here, lots of things ongoing. That's why, in fairness, Caroline, it's very much been sort of your point of contact, and has been there to assist you with that. So, as far as I'm aware, we were giving you a fairly good service in terms of Geraint was helping with things when you were phoning up. But I've got these two, which I think have probably been resolved with you through Geraint liaison with you since then. I know other things have happened that you've got.
No, I don't even know which one we need.
Yeah, that's fairly general, really. The first one, I'll read exactly what it says in here. The complainant has reported several incidents over the last 15 months where she has been given incident numbers that have not been followed up. However, every single complaint against the complainant results in an arrest, and it is always heard. The complainant is at a loss as to why she's being ignored repeatedly.
What's the reference number on that one?
Reference number is CO0006912.
Yep.
So, fairly general really. I know after that, obviously Geraint spoke to you about some instances you've got ongoing, which I think he resolved for you and updated you on. So I'm not quite sure what else you want in relation to that. What do you want from me in relation to it?
I want to know why, what it says. 15 months, everything I've reported has been ignored, or we've been told that it's because it's Facebook we can't get help, and yeah, anything that's reported about me is investigated thoroughly. I've been arrested 5 times in 13 months, or 12 months, 13 months, the arrests all occurred within 12 months. I haven't been charged for anything until most recently I was charged, which I admitted the day after I wrote it, and it's still up on there on Facebook. I called somebody who was making serious allegations about my 18-year-old son. Say, fat cow, keep your nose out of it, blah, blah, blah. I'm in court, I'm going to trial for that. Yet, for 15 months, we have repeatedly reported filth on Facebook. Nothing we can do, it's Facebook.
But we've got to keep this relevant to what's happening at the moment, haven't we?
It is relevant. I'm in court on the 28th, the 3rd time for Facebook.
I know you've got previous complaints ongoing, but in relation to, since I've been here, and this current complaint, which is recent.
Well, I've started reporting each of the things that happened in 2011. Started reporting them again now because they weren't investigated because it's Facebook. Right. Now I can prove it can be. I'm reporting them again.
Right. Okay. Fine.
I've started doing that.
In relation to this complaint, which isn't, we can only deal with what's happening.
And it's that complaint is that I am being treated differently, and that is without regard what we've spoken about. I am being treated differently. Right. I report someone starting on me on the road. Nothing you can do. someone reports that about me, I am arrested.
Eileen, what you've got to understand is we're here today to sort out stuff at the minute, because I know you've got stuff on road like CCC, more broadly relating to that. I can't sort that out for you, can I? Yeah. The only purpose of me here today is to help you here and now with the way forward and sort these out. I can't go back and sort things out from months ago from the stuff you've already dealing with.
There's nothing that can be done then because it's happened. I've been arrested, I am in court. Right. Nothing has been done to help me, there's nothing we can do about that.
Since I've been here, you made the complaint against
Clark.
Stephanie, which we investigated and dealt with, and she was given her penalty for that, wasn't she? So
what penalty was she given?
She was given a referendum, wasn't she?
What's her referendum?
No, she was given a formal application.
So that was Stephanie Clark?
Yeah.
So it's not Tracy Clark?
No, it's Stephanie Clark.
Stephanie Clark, the daughter, was given the caution. Well, how was she given a caution when she received a fixed penalty less than 12 months before she started?
Because she was eligible for a caution. Obviously, we don't issue the penalty willy-nilly. There's a set criteria for what penalty someone gets. So,
since I was arrested and charged for calling somebody a fat cow, I had over 100 messages, yeah, and 8 of them call me a fat cow, or fat twisted cow, or an ugly fat cow, and she got a caution. So that there itself shows a complete distinction of the way you treat each other. For the same thing that I was arrested for, and my house was raided for, and my computer, my mobile phone, every received of my children. Yet, the police inspector's daughter does the same thing and actually says the same words and a lot worse. She gets a caution. So there yourself, you can see.
It all depends on, like I say, we don't set the criteria. It all depends on previous offending history.
So what's my previous offending history?
I don't know.
I haven't got any.
Right. All I know is that she was eligible for a caution.
So why was I not eligible?
I think you have got previous offending history, haven't you?
No, I haven't. I have got nothing.
You've never received a formal adult caution ever?
22 years ago. Yeah. 22 years ago, for Paul Burke starting on me in town, and I kicked his van. 22 years ago.
But that's a set criteria, you see. It's not, we don't make up the rules.
No. That caution is wiped free, wiped clear, and it's not concerning malicious communications or anything like that.
The other aspect is just sort of the knowledge that I've got of it as well is that in order to receive a caution, what you've got to do is fully admit the offence. Put your hands up and go, yeah, I did the whole lot.
So if I fully admit it...
If you just let me finish, right, and then I'll listen to you. So, although we're not here to discuss specific cases, but I'm just explaining the general process. If someone fully admits an offence, right, they're then dealt with and are eligible, they can be dealt with by way of a caution. You're making specific reference to your own case, and as I understand from your own case, there's some elements of the allegations that have been made against you that you're currently disputing, right? So that is the purpose of a court of law then. They've got to decide, obviously the police have made a decision that there's sufficient evidence, or the CPS have made a decision, there's sufficient evidence to charge you with a number of offences, yeah? As you pointed out, one of which you've held your hands up from the start, the others of which are disputed. Yeah. In such cases, basically, they will put them together. If you can't just admit one part of them and then just... So what they do is put the whole lot together, they'll put them before a court, and you can say, on there, yeah, I admit that part of it, but this part I don't. So that then obviously goes to a trial, which you're at that stage now. That is no different. No one's treated any different. It's nothing to do with the individuals concerned. But had she, for her, for example, said, no, I admit this part of it, but I don't admit that, and that, then we would have had to go to Crown Prosecution Service again. They would have had to make a decision, and then if there was sufficient evidence to charge her, she would have been charged, and she would have gone through the court process. The individual concerned, I know you think that I'm treating her differently or treating you differently. I don't know her from Adam. I explained that to you when I first dealt with you, didn't I? She doesn't mean anything to me. At the end of the day, I hadn't dealt with you before. I've got no grievance with you. I've got no grievance with her. But we have to deal with things on the factual information.
Okay, then, I admitted on the 4th of January, or 3rd of January, I wrote it on the 4th of January, I admitted on the phone to the police, which has been recorded, which has been made public, that I wrote it. 100% wrote it. The 1st of February, they went into my house on section 32 in front of my children, took my mobile phone, my router and my computer. on the basis that they needed to prove it was me. 4 weeks later, I could have had a caution. On the 4th of January, when I held my hand up and made public that I 100% wrote it and I wasn't going to take it down from Facebook, I wanted to go to court for Facebook to prove that you can prosecute people for what they write on Facebook, which you've refused to do for me and my family. So I held my hands up, recorded it, made it public. I wrote it. She is a fat cow. I am not taking it down. Why wasn't I dealt with?
Was there not a number of things that, like, you know, alleged against you at that time in relation to what was put on there?
It wasn't just that was dealt with in custody that day, was it?
No, but the other 2 things that was dealt with in custody didn't happen until the end of January.
Yeah, but they were dealt with.
4 weeks. Yeah, but why wasn't I dealt with for the fat cow comments when it happened? Why was it left for 4 weeks? That's what I can't understand.
Unfortunately, you know, in an ideal world, yeah, you could have been dealt with the next day for it, and that would have been it. But I think, basically, sometimes people remain outstanding for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Depends on the circumstances. Depends on staffing. You know, this, that, and the other. Yeah, in an ideal world, someone should commit an offence, be locked up, dealt with immediately. But that's not the case. I don't think. What you've got to understand is that there's no vendetta against you or anything like that. It's just that all the 3 aspects had to be put to you whilst you were in custody.
So Facebook, I was arrested for Facebook, because that's agreed. When they came into my house, they arrested. They didn't mention the other 2 things. They arrested me and seized my equipment for Facebook. Yeah, that's not disputed, no.
No,
but
right. So how did it come from the 4th of January and the 1st of January when I was reporting that I was getting death threats because Belinda called her a fat cow, it was her and her son. We were putting it round that my son had assaulted this Nathan Hughes, whatever his name is, this man. They were putting it round that my son had been assaulted by him. This Belinda the fat cow, her son was apparently there when my son stamped on his head. I started getting emails, your son's dead, we're going to kill him. 4 times he's mentioned this fella did. They're going down, Ruaben's going to have you, you're not going to be able to walk the streets. I was getting all these emails. I reported them to the police and was told there was nothing they could do. 2 days later, I get a phone call telling me to take that fat cow comment down. Where I put, hey fat cow, stick your nose in my family's business, take a look at your own. And then I ended up having my house raided while my children were having their tea. You know, it's not, I know, I'll hand on heart, I don't give a shit what you do to me. I really don't like the fact that you're doing it to my family, no. Right? But I'm sitting in a police car in the dark on a flipping yard in the middle of nowhere, and it's like something out of the, well, I'm sorry, I've got to laugh at your terrorism because I mean, fat cow comments on Facebook, funny. All these cars appear from nowhere while I'm locked in the back of a police car in the dark. Police cars appear from nowhere, like something out of the Sweeney, start going into my house, and all I know is my kids are sitting in there eating their tea, one which has got a brain injury, a 13-year-old girl sitting there having a tea, a 5-year-old child who's nearly died, my husband just normally eating his tea, my son 18 watching football, and 6 policemen pile into the house and start taking their phones off them. Acceptable? I don't think so. Not a chance, no.
Whenever you search an address, obviously, it's quite time consuming, isn't it? If we're looking for electronic sites.
But what were you searching electronic sites for? Calling somebody a fat cow on Facebook.
I appreciate you fully admitted that, right?
Yeah.
And that we can take that on board. But you could have come into custody. You could have come into custody and then said, no, bollocks, I didn't
That's
say
fair. I understand that. That is fair enough.
So,
I
so then
understand
we have to prove that then.
Yeah, that's fine. But I didn't. I know I do understand that point, but I didn't. I did go on tape and say, 100%, it is me.
But we're under
Yeah,
our place.
yeah, I understand that. But
Got any
then
choice
we get back to the fact that North Wales Police have not done that for me and my family. They have.